Math review, day 2. So the first one, you're describing the transformation. So it's important to remember that A is in front, H is with the X, and K is here at the end. So if you have a negative A value, this is going to cause a reflection. I'm going to put A, H, and K here. Our H is positive 21. You got to remember that your H comes after the X minus. So if your H is positive 21, then you have a horizontal shift right 21. A common mistake is to say left because you're including this minus or negative sign with the H when in fact it's with your vertex form formula. K would be a vertical shift. This one would be up 30. So here, I'm going to write out my vertex form formula. And then I can just fill in the spaces. If I have a reflection, this is my A value, so I'm going to put a negative A value. If you have a horizontal shift left, then your H value will be negative. And then a vertical shift up, that's our K. So we're going to go up 3. If I write this out without the boxes, I have a negative A value. I have minus a negative, so that would be plus 8 squared plus 3. In function notation, this would be negative function, our x plus 8. When you write in function notation, you don't need the square, and then plus 3. Both of these versions will work. A rocket carrying fireworks is launched from a hill 80 feet above the lake. So if I were to draw a picture here, I'm going to lay it on a grid. This would be the hill. This would be the top of the hill, 80 feet up. And the rocket is launched, meaning it's going to go up. Let's do this in a different color. And then it's going to fall into the lake. And it explodes at its maximum height. So whatever this is our maximum height. And then here is the lake. The question is asking for domain, so that means it wants the time that it took. So then you can take your calculator, plug that in. You're going to have a hard time seeing it on the graph itself because the y-intercept is 80. But we can still type this in, negative 16x squared plus 64x plus 80. Again, if you look at the graph, you're not going to be able to tell anything because the y-intercept is 80, so it's way up there. You could change your window. But I'm going to look at the table. So if I look at time, I need to know when it started. It started at 0 seconds or 0 time. Domain is the x values. So I put 0 on the left. That's when we started. And then when did it land back in the water? So here it's going, starts, and then it goes up, it explodes, starts to fall, and it lands in the water. And that would be at 5 seconds or however much time that is. The word problem didn't say. So that would be our domain.